Okay. Congratulations, you guys. This was a lot of fun. I'm a sucker for romantic comedies. Are you?
Totally. This is right up my alley.
I don't like them. I just make them.
Why not? As long as they pay you the big bucks. No, I mean, it really is very sweet. And first of all, I personally find Valentine's Day a little stressful. How do you guys feel about it? Ashton, you want to start?
I think it's stressful. Yeah, I do. I think that there's like expectation that is built up on this day, like, and you know, you got to be careful, like early in relationships, not to set the bar too high, like, cause whatever the thing is, because you're all in it in the beginning, you know, and guys go full out on that first Valentine's Day, trying to woo the girl over, not realizing now you've set a standard that you have to live up to. And I wooed hard. So now I'm just trying to sort it out.
How about you, Jennifer?
I think it's harder on the guys, actually. The girls kind of, you know, we get to just expect some flowers and expect. But I do have, you know, I have daughters, so I don't know, do you have 4 Valentines in effect?
So yeah, so you got to do the whole, you know, especially if you don't think that they're going to have another Valentine.
Right.
Then you really got to, really got to come, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's why this year, my wife and I, we started this foundation, the DNA Foundation. We're helping trafficking victims. And there's this organization called GEMS in New York that helps these girls off the streets. And so we're making them all of our Valentines as well this year. So we're going to send them Valentines because they need to know that somebody loves them and doesn't want anything in return too. So it's got, you know, the daughters thing was like a great entree to learn how to, like, you know, there's a lot of balance because I think it is stressful for girls.
Yeah.
Because it's like, am I going to have a Valentine?
Right.
Who's going to be, you know, who's going to do the thing?
Right.
Like, you're looking at it from the perspective, you're all locked in.
Yeah,
so you don't have to, like, you're not sweating.
And I've trained. He knows. He knows what to do.
Trained. Wow.
Yeah, don't tell him I use that word.
But see, it all starts in grade school, because, you know, remember you're like in grade 1 and 2, et cetera, and you're like, you have to bring those little Valentines to school. And it's like, oh my God, am I going to get one? And don't you think it all stems
Everybody gets them, but there's always the girl who gets like the big special one from Hallmark instead of just the little slip of paper in the envelope.
Right. With the chocolate taped on, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, seriously. Now, Garry Marshall is the master of rom-com. I mean, he is amazing. And I first of all, why was he the perfect guy to direct a movie like this?
I think you just said it. He's
the master
of rom-com, and I think that he's, like, people know it, and there's a reason why. It's because of the way that he directs a set, and the way that the minute you walk on, you feel like you're part of his family, and that you can, you know, you have the freedom to improve the material, you have the freedom to play with it, but you also know that if you don't know what to do at any given time, you got Garry.
Also, I think this was such a huge undertaking, just the scheduling alone and keeping track of all the storylines, and Garry does not get ruffled. He's done this so many times. He knows what he's doing, and he just doesn't. He's not that phased. He doesn't take it. He works harder than anyone, but he doesn't take it so seriously that you don't see him getting all angsty about it.
Yeah, he's done the dance enough where he knows, and he's worked with big stars, and so and nobody like even tries to pull anything on Garry, because there's no sense of trying to pull something on Garry because it's just not going to go over, and so everybody just shows up and does the gig.
You never tried to punk him?
No, I retired.
You've retired the punking.
Yeah,
completely.
I'm retired. I'm done.
Yeah, because George Lopez said you got him.
Hold on, what did he say?
A few years ago. But
he
was always on edge.
Still
people are on edge around you, Ashton.
Yeah.
I don't think you
He
can ever
tried to
retire
punk me a few years ago, but I found out about it, and
Yeah. It's
Can
not good.
you
Scary
call
guy to be
Sherry
around.
and let her know I'll call her back? Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. No problem.
My
You
television executive is calling me on a Saturday. That means something's happening.
That's good. That's good. You're making dollars as we sit here, and this is a good thing. Being in such a huge cast. Now, obviously, you didn't all get to work with each other, but for example, like, you know, it must have been awesome. You're in a movie with Topher Grace, who you haven't seen, you know, or worked with in years, and you didn't get to work with him in this film. But did you get the hang? Did you, you know?
Yeah,
did you guys hang?
I sabotaged his trailer before we started. I had to go and just, you know, rush his trailer a little bit and make sure that he didn't have a better trailer than I had. And
also during the press, they have a lot to say to each other.
Yeah, this cat's like throwing me under the bus, like in front of international. I'm like, thanks, man. I love Topher, and you know, when I found out he was doing the movie, I was excited because it's fun now that we're far enough out of the show, now we can start working together on other things where people don't immediately put us into the characters that we played on the show. So, it's fantastic to start to move into that phase of our career where we can start to do other stuff together that doesn't sort of have that recidivism of that. I try to use that word all the time, and I can never say it.
Recidivism.
Recidivism. It doesn't have the residual. It doesn't have the residual hangover of the show.
Working with McDreamy, not bad.
Yeah, we'd actually worked together before, a long time ago. We had done a pilot together that wasn't picked up, so it was really fun. I had worked with everybody that I got to work with on this, pretty much.
The hardest thing about working with Patrick is looking into his eyes.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
tough.
that guy, you just can spend an hour
Just gazing.
just having
The hardest
just
thing is
having a
competing
holiday
with
in
his
his
hair.
eyes, and his hair is bulletproof.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally he's
He
competing.
puts it on.
He's competing with the kids from Jersey Shore with the hair. Like it's just so it's perfect.
He knows
like,
it, too.
It's so dialed in. Like Paulie D
good.
called and was like, "I want my hairstyle back."
Yeah.
He's very upset about
He's
it.
always had that, like from day one.
It's
That guy was
impeccable.
born with a
It
huge
is
hair.
impeccable.
Yeah.
And he gets that little crinkle when he smiles that you're just like, oh my God, that's a crinkle. It's amazing.
He does. He has the
Dempsey.
perfect crow's feet.
Now,
Dempsey.
playing a florist, I first off hope that you did not have allergies. That was all good.
No, I don't have anything like that.
So no sneezing, no.
No.
Yeah, it was okay.
He learned a lot, actually. Did you hear about Ashton's research?
Well, I understand a good friend of yours is a florist. So did you get to prepare with
Yeah.
him, hang out?
Yeah, one of my best friends is one of the best florists in the world.
Really,
His name's Eric
somebody who's
Buterball.
the respect for this guy. I mean, if I get an arrangement from Eric Buterball, I know it's going to last for a couple weeks.
Yeah, and you know that somebody didn't phone it in.
No,
like it was like a dial.
it's
Like
gorgeous.
his stuff is pretty impeccable, and he let me work in his shop with him for a couple weeks beforehand, learn about hydrangea and learn about like all the different flowers and how to cut them and how to arrange them and some stuff that I'll never use again in my life. but-
Ashton was all fired up when he showed up to work.
Yeah,
He
it
was
was-
ready
yeah.
to do some flowers.
Yeah, you did a good job. You convinced me, that's for sure. So you ready to give your daughter some good Valentine's Day advice and not to take it too seriously, or you're?
Yeah, my girls, we have a Valentine. We all share a Valentine, so we will be spoiling him this year for sure.
And he deserves it. Very nice.
Her youngest daughter is eloping, and she's having to deal with that now.
So
and
that's
it's
tough.
An issue.
I know, because she's trying to learn to walk and she's eloping.
It's
Just
tricky.
a messy
It's
combination.
weird how
Trigger.
that all happens all at
Yeah.
once, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are great. Always a pleasure to talk to you both. Thank you so much.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care.
Take care.
Cheers.
See you soon.